Everybody, I got a special guest with us today. I got Mr. Alex, aka Clyde. For those of you who know. And that being said, we're gonna do a documentary on history of the neighborhood of Sherman Heights. We're gonna take you back in time. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Clyde.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate you taking the time to come out here and just go through a little history. And maybe some of my homies can learn something about this, where they grew up, their families, and everybody. It's been a long time, so let's go.
Let's do this. You guys ready? We're gonna jump in the car, follow us into Sherman Heights. Let's do this. So the first stop here in Sherman Heights is going to be Via Montezuma, the museum. This has a lot of significant meaning to the neighborhood.
It was built in 1887, and it was a Jesse Shepherd Francis Brinson's house. Already a National Register historic museum.
Yeah.
And it's on the register of you know, old homes and museums and stuff like that. So we have this museum here in our neighborhood, and a lot of the guys from school and everything, when I was growing up, we used to come over here, and it looks like a haunted house because it hasn't changed at all.
Right.
Like they redid it from 1887. You know what I mean? So there's a little history there. But it's still here, you know.
Yeah, let's check it out. And there it is right there, the Via Montezuma Museum. Built in 1887, like Clyde was saying. You know, you've been kicking it here or stuff like that?
Well, yeah. So we used to come to the liquor store. There used to be a mural there.
That liquor store right there, 20th and K?
Yeah, 20th and K. Well, before, there was no mural. It was... the one that did the mural was like for the raza coming out from Balboa Park. Like he used to paint and everything. He went to Logan, here, like different places, and put history on there. The barrio, because back then it was fighting against the city. That's what it was back then in the 70s and the early 80s. So he came to the neighborhood and he chose that store. That was the first mural actually, before the other one that's on 21st and Market.
Yeah.
So now they paint it, but we got some pictures so that you can share it with everybody.
Oh yeah.
Then a lot of the houses and everything, the people that were here, that like everything changed throughout the time. So now it's like rebuilt a lot of it, you know. So it wasn't like this before. A lot of raza, immigrants families from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's usually what you see here. That's how it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is one beautiful. Well, now it's a museum, but it's I'm assuming it was a house back then, right?
Yeah, it was a house. And that's the family right there on top.
Yeah. Man, this is definitely a beautiful
right
landmark here in the neighborhood of Sherman.
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming those weren't back there. That's for sure. Those high rises.
None of that was there.
Yeah.
All them high rises and none of that was there. It was a plain. There's a few old buildings, but no. There's a lot of changes made.
Man, this is.
And then we used to have block parties here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for the mural, for the neighborhood once a year. They'll block off the whole street. And all the gente, the jefitas that come out and they put their little stands and everybody used to come, play music. You know, it only happened for a while, but because it just happened and faded away. But that's what we had when the mural came out. So, yeah. And they used to help us out. Whoever manages here, it was a negrito. He used to help us out too. He used to come out.
Leroy.
Yeah,
He used to
Leroy.
live right next door.
Yeah, he used to live next door, but he used to manage
Yes.
the museum, let the kids in, and you know, whatever. He used to like them.
That's what's up. So right here's another significant mural here in Sherman Heights. So this has a lot of history, deep history. So what do we have here?
So the same guy that did the mural on 20, then he came over here and did it over here for this was Sherman Unidos.
Yeah.
So the history about Sherman Unidos was that a handful of my homegirls made like a unity of Sherman Unidos, and we used to go to trips. Actually, I got a picture where I got arrested actually, and my homegirl lives across the street. My homegirl Smiley, she's right here in the mural.
Yeah.
And a couple of my homos there, but and the same thing, we used to do block parties here, and the owner of the liquor store, he found out that they erased the last mural. He didn't. He's like, I'm not taking nothing out of this mural.
Yeah.
So they've been touching it up because, you know, vandalism and people come and mess with it.
Yeah.
Not my homeboys, but like other people.
Yeah.
And they tag it or whatever. But so they created Sherman Unidos.
Yeah.
Back then. This was like in the early 80s. And they used to raise money because of the block parties. They used to close down the street, and we used to go to trips, Magic Mountain, Disneyland, or whatever, or camping, you know?
Yeah.
And they used to rent a bus, and we all used to go. All the homegirls, all the homeboys, whoever wanted to go.
Yeah.
So, is this thing here was back then like a unido thing, you know? Unido thing in the barrio.
Yeah.
And so it's still here. I mean, the owner's been taking care of it, keeping it.
So how long you say this been here?
Since the early 80s. I say 82, 81, 82.
Yeah.
The other one is before that, but they took it out. So this is about early 80s. And then my homegirl lives across the street. That house also been determined to be historical. They put that, every time there's a historical place, they put that plate in the house.
Yeah.
So she's been there. Yeah.
So I had just a question real quick. So what is pretty much the Unidos like? What does it like mean to
Unity.
Unity
In the neighborhood.
In the neighborhood.
That's what it was. And she, because of that, she became a city council. She actually kept pushing it to go work for the city and vote, and so she became a city council like you know how they have districts.
Yeah.
This one district, East Side's another district, National City is another one. So that's what she was for a long time. Now she's retired. She's already at that age where she retired. So
Okay.
so that's what it is.
So yeah, this definitely has a lot of meaning here.
Yeah.
It has everything. What I see, Aztec warrior carrying, you know, a significant other.
From the barrio to what's his name?
The brown berets is that? Would you say that would?
No,
Yeah.
what's his name?
Oh, yeah.
That was with from Cuba.
Yeah.
What's the other guy?
Fidel Castro.
Not Fidel Castro, but the one that left to South America. He was a guerrillero.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I can't
damn.
remember his name. It's just right here. And then it goes, you know, in time.
Man,
But yeah,
that's what's up, man.
that's what it's all about.
And then I see the car in the background, like a
Yeah.
bomb, a bomba. I see the Conalda Bridge.
He's on there.
Yeah.
And you know what's the trip too? Talking about the Conalda Bridge is under that bridge is Chicano Park, and you know that has its own little history too.
Exactly.
You know?
So back then, that's what it was. Like, the city wanted to make changes at that time. Like,
Yeah.
you know, all over. Not only in Logan. Yeah, Logan is like a real famous because a lot of people struggle there to keep that. But out here, also, there's a little bit of history. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's going back in time.
Definitely. Hey, Clyde, what's your favorite taco shop, man?
Well, it used to be Alberto's, but everything got moved, so we gotta go over there and
All right, let's
let me show
roll.
you what's going on. Let's roll.
So here we are at Alberto's Mexican food right here, one of my favorite places in San Diego.
Bomb. Everybody comes over here. So this taco shop used to be in that corner.
Yeah.
And way before other establishments were here, it used to be Taco Bell. And a lot of my homeboys used to come over here because back then they used to close Highland. So everybody used to cruise from Lomas,
Yeah.
Golden Hills, they come down, they go down to Chicano Park, and then they go down to Seaport Village. Back and forth. So everybody used to post up here, or whoever wanted to go to Chicano Park, they used to go over there, post up over there. And then the park's over there.
Yeah.
That's it used to be a hospital, but now I think it's something else. But and substation, a police substation. But right here is everybody used to be here.
So what's your favorite thing here from the menu at Alberto's?
Me,
Or from back in the day, you know, like the one you remember?
I get 5 rolled tacos, guacamole, pico de gallo, crema, salsa, lechuga, and I want them soft,
Yeah.
not too crunchy. And they used to be bomb.
You remember back in the day when you used to buy like rolled tacos or burrito or soda and it still get changed back?
And still get changed back.
Yeah, man.
15, 20 bucks, we're grubbing.
Yeah.
And we'd be here at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning before we go to the park. So yeah, it used to be cheap. Yeah. And then we used to kick it and go to the liquor store, the Hilltop, get some pisto. So yeah, that's how it was
So how long you been living in Sherman?
since the late mid 70s. I got involved with the gang. I was probably like 11 years old. I used to wander around here all over the place, patrullando.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we used to be at the Jacks before the Grants was there.
So like who brought you to the neighborhood, like as in, you know, family, you know?
It was my family was Mexicana. My father we beat him up because he used to abuse my mom. So I used to go to Sherman Elementary School, and usually I used to take off. My teacher was Paula, which was in Sherman Elementary, which was my homeboy's, actually my homeboy Monster, rest in peace, wife. I didn't even know at that time. I was a kid, but then later I seen her when I used to go visit him. He put my water in my stomach, and that's how I found out that was his wife, and I used to be her student. So that was a trip right there. But that's what was going on.
So we just got done eating Alberto's, got some bar roll tacos, man, and place is bomb. So anyways, we're on top of the hill. Ground Hills Park. Them tacos.
Bomba. So I'm among, I'm not saying I am, among. We're about 20 of us that we used to be originally from the Jacks. Then we came to this park, and a lot of Morenos used to hang out right here. So we decided to come over here, and I'm not gonna say the word take,
Yeah.
but we just basically came over here. We didn't go nowhere, and that was a clica that was made back in the early '80s. And after then, a lot of the guys that were with me back then, a lot of them passed away or they got life sentences. They're gone, but there's a handful of us that are out here from that time, and all the homegirls, the kids, their kids. As you can see, my homegirls here, they got their kids, they're playing. So it's real peaceful. We throw carne asadas and everything. It's not like before, back then, because we used to party, get drunk, and all kinds of stuff here. There was a lot of stuff going on back then. But now it turned out to be, the struggle was right, basically. What I'm trying to say is the shit of sweat, energy and tears, or whatever you want to call isolation, whatever we went through, at the end of the day, we got this little park that oversees the Chicano Park and San Diego and Coronado Bridge, and we got a beautiful park here, so it's here,
Yeah. So what is gentrification? What does that mean?
Well, a lot of it has changed as time goes by, because I wasn't here for a long period of time, but when you go away and you come back, they just left the bathrooms, the stools, the houses. They tore down that house right there, as you can see.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of changes going on here. It's like been remodeled throughout the time. I come out and something's going on all the time, It's not the same as back then, like the 80s. I'm from the Pepsi generation when I grew up, in the state and in the streets. So it's not the same. Like a new breed from back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different generation.
Different generation now. We're talking about decades now. We're not talking about a few years, decades. So, yeah.
So what about now these days? I mean, what do you see, as in the generation now?
No, well, I see that now all my homegirls, the families, and everybody around here, now they can come here, because before, you hardly see anybody, There was a lot of violence, and drugs, and parties. And, but now Now it's peaceful. All the kids can come, and we're good, you know. So the struggle was good, for a good reason, for them, you know, for the kids, for the baby mamas, for everybody.
That's what's up. So, who are your favorite artists of all time? Five of them.
5 of them?
Yeah.
Mary Jane Girls,
Heck yeah.
SOS Band, War. I like Guerra. What's his name? Guerra. I like my old school. I grew up on the old school funk, you know.
Yeah.
So Funkadelic.
Funkadelic, Parliament, George Clinton.
George Clinton,
Yeah.
Funkadelic, all that. Yep.
Me too, man.
I try to stick to my old ways.
So you got the car that you have, the one, you know, we came in the intro, and then, you know, the car you took us throughout the neighborhood in. What year is that?
It's a 41 Packard, a 110 series. I'm the third owner. The second owner had to rebuild it because it had a bunch of bullet holes from bank robberies. He bought it in Chicago. I don't know what the car been through, but he restored it. So when I got it, it was already the way it is. Not like that, but it was original.
Yeah.
And it came from Chicago.
Man, that's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
How much you say you spent on the car?
I paid $18,000 cash, and I probably put another $8,000 or $10,000. So, but it's worth because the car is by the Packard family. They went out of business in '57. It's not a Chevy. It's not a Ford. It's not a Buick, Rolls Royce. None of that. It's a Packard. And the Packard family was building cars, and then they went into the military, start building the military plane motors for all the troops that were in war back then. So that's what they were doing. So they kind of like, the father died of the Packard family, and then it was inherited to the son, and the son just said, I want the money, and left it alone. And that's what I got.
Okay, it's a beautiful car.
You hardly see Packards around.
Rarely, yeah.
They're known as a second Rolls Royce because of the grill.
That's right. So coming back to this park, like, what kind of memories do you have, you know, coming here as a young chavalito?
It used to be very active back then. I don't want to use certain words, but it used to be very active, and a lot of arrests, a lot of stuff going on back then. So I don't want to put it in too many words, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it was active.
But why don't you say you had good times, good memories back then?
Oh my God. I used to be up there drinking and 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with my girl, a blanket on top of me, and doing my thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was good. This is like my first house, not my original house, actually, because I was always in the street. So I only go home to shower and change and leave. So that's what it was.
That's what's up. So who else were the pretty much the founding? I could say you could say founding fathers of the park.
Of the branch, so
Yeah.
it's as I recall, me, Danny, David Sanchez, rest in peace, Fernie, Junja, Manuel Box, Sherman George, rest in peace, Little Robert, rest in peace, Marquez, Mikey Marquez, Sick Vic Contreras, yeah, Payaso, of course, I can never forget Payaso. There were like 20 or 30 of us that came over here. I'm hard with names, but That's just a few that Junja, rest in peace. Big Güero, Sonia's brother, Caveman, George Garza, Oscar Garza, Moscow. They were all involved in when we came over here. So there's a few more, but I mean, Robert Barajas, I can't forget him. Robert Barajas, Bijam, Polo was here too. There's a few there's a few people that when we came, we stood our ground and we kept this park. We weren't going nowhere. So, and we still have it.
That's what's up.
Oh, yeah. So that's what's going on.
She got the one time patrolling.
Yep, all the time.
Still to this day, man. But you gotta know your rights, man. As long as you know your rights and you ain't doing no good on it.
If you ain't got nothing on you, you ain't hiding nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna bother nobody. You know? I don't know nothing, so I'm legit. I'm not on probation or nothing. I discharged, so.
Yeah, man. Coming from you said OG, man.
Yeah.
Coming from an OG. Triple OG, you know what I mean?
Everybody knows Clyde.
You guys making me feel old already.
Nah.
Everybody knows who Clyde is.
Yeah.
Don't get me fucked up.
Yeah.
So do you have a message to the youth of Sherman?
Yeah, so I want to tell them that, you know, my name's out there, but you don't want to follow my steps. You don't want to follow my steps because I took the wrong steps, you know, and freedom is precious, and you got to take advantage of it. So if anybody tells you that this is cool, I don't know what cool about that this is. This is not cool. Cool is having a nice car, a nice home, a family, kids, income. Income is priority, you know. So that's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Think about it. You know, that's all I can tell you is think about what you're doing before you act. You gotta think first, because if you take the wrong step, it's gonna be too late. So if you're gonna come to the park, just come and have a good time. But if you want to take that step, don't say I didn't tell you. Like, it's nothing glamorous. You're not gonna gain nothing out of it but isolation and tragedy and pain to your family and your friends, and so it's not worth it at the end of the day. So that's my message to them.
Yeah, I guess you could say
stay away.
Working.
Working, income, family, freedom. You know, make a living and grow, prosper. You know what I mean? Prosper, and that's the way I see it. You know, that's the revolving door of life. You don't want to get on my revolving door and go in, out, in, out, in, out. There's no future in that. You just wasted years of your life. You only got so many years in life, and that's it. We're all going to leave. We're all going to go at the end of the day. But why would you want to be isolated in a concrete box? Because you made a wrong step. It's not worth it. So
you can say being gangster.
How long is that going to last? That you got to watch your back, or you're going to make a mistake, and there you go back. And that little money, guess what? You need stores in prison, in jail. You need cosmetics, food, clothes, shoes. So what is that going to get you? That runs out. You're taking out of the income that you put in. And after it runs out, you can't even go and work no more. What are you going to get? $1.25 a day? No. It's not worth it.
Anything else you want to say to the future generations going to be watching this?
Well, I want them to understand that if you're going to get if you're from here and you want to get involved in this, at least know your history of what's going on here. You know, this is what's going on. What we just showed you, it's a lot that's going on, and probably half of you guys don't even know that, you know? Don't even know what's going on. So now you guys know a little bit of history of Sherman, you know? The places, everything was here. You know, we don't have much. We're a little neighborhood, but you know, there's some historical stuff here. You know, it's still here. So that's something to think about.
That's what's up. So this is the park right here, Grand Hills Park. A beautiful view up here. You can see the Canal Bridge.
Navy.
The Navy. You can see downtown over here.
It's a beautiful thing at night too.
Yeah.
4th of July, New Year's.
Yeah, you especially want to come up here on 4th of July or New Year's. See all the fireworks, you know what I mean? And there's National City over there.
And everybody's welcome to come. It doesn't matter where you're from or anything. You can bring your lady, your kids. Everybody's welcome. Don't think because this is Grand Hills and all that, that my homeboys are going to be tripping or anything. No, everybody's welcome like any family here. So you guys are welcome to come. Like,
Yeah. It's all love, man. All brotherhood, all sisterhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Unity, man. Like the mural back over there, like the one we saw over there by the liquor store.
Unidos.
Yeah. I'm not saying it also for the raza, the brown pride, but also for the black pride too, black love too, man. Because at the end of the day, we all live in the same communities, man, and you know we all live amongst each other, and you know from the car clubs to going to the liquor stores, you know what I'm saying? We all live in the same areas, man. It's all love, man.
Yeah. I love it here.
So you got good old memories right here, huh?
Yeah, I used to be right here all the time, looking at the bridge at night, midnight, drinking, smoking, and me and my lady be right here and tussling.
Yeah.
Tussling.
Tussling, yeah.
So yeah,
I did that a lot too at the parks, man, back in the days, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I used to go around too, man, all over San Diego County, man. And, you know, man.
You know when you ain't got no money for a hotel?
Yeah.
Let's go to the park.
Yeah, back in the day, man. That was the thing to do, man, for me too.
Yeah.
All over, man. Good old memories, man, especially here too.
And then you see my homeboys, like different homeboys here. Same thing. You see them scattered, doing the same thing. Everybody mind their own business and do their thing. So it was fun. It was nice.
That's what's up, man.
So this is Sherman Elementary School. I'm Clyde from Sherman, Alex Gomez, and this is a new section of the school. But let's walk down this way so I can tell you a little bit of history about it.
Yeah.
All this was not here when I grew up. All this is brand new, remodeled and everything. Before Sherman School, there used to be trailers here. Trailers. So there were trailers right here. There was a big old fence here. And I'm gonna take you up back over here because there was a street. It's called J Street. And it was never blocked, J Street. So actually this entrance right here was fenced off. There was a lock here. And then if you go back there, there was a basketball. And there were trailers of the classes here. Trailers. Like 3 rows, and then it kept going back and forth. So each trailer, back then it was like a class back then. The only buildings were in the back, administration and the classes. And you never used to see police right there. You see a police car right there. So that didn't even exist.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there was like a driveway in between the trailers, the classes. And the field was all dirt. All dirt. I had homeboys, Leroy, Bobby, Luis Garcia still lives over there. His brother Julio. They're just from Sherman.
Yeah.
They grew up here. families passed
That
away.
house, man, that house was-
the second one. Yeah, that's history right there. Actually, those other ones on the left got remodeled.
Man.
So this used to be the street that goes straight right here, J Street.
Yeah.
This used to be open right here. So everybody used to cut through the fence that was here, and it was high as that. So this didn't even exist. All this got taken out. So the fence was as high as that. And there was a gate lock, and everybody used to go back and forth. There was a lot of stuff going on in the school that I didn't know, but one of my homegirls was a teacher here, and she was married to one of my homeboys, David, and they kind of threw us out. We were kids, you know. It was back in the late '79, early '80s, so that's when it happened. That's what was going on here. And then you had everything that was there. It was still there. It was still there. The dips and the hanging on that. All that was dirt.
So how long ago you say this was all dirt?
You know what? I went away like in '85 because I'm part of the Pepsi generation. So I went away and I didn't come home until like '89. '89 I came home. And then after that I kept going back and forth into the system, you know. It is what it is. But anyways, so my time when I was in school from here, we used to go to Pacific Beach, Mission Bay, and stuff like that, you know. And they kicked me out of all of them. But anyways, so that was like in the early '80s early '80s when this street was there. So if you go back in history, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see how it was a street and then they blocked it off. So that's what it is. Little parts over there, so maybe we should go over there.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say real quick. What kind of memories were happening here, man? If you can remember.
So, and my young kids, I was already getting involved in the ruckus, but we were and we weren't. You know, when you're a kid, you just being a kid, a troublemaker. And then, so we used to fight here and everything because there were no parks really that we were used to go far away. So we used to hang out right here. Everybody used to live around here, you know. The only barrio that was here was Sherman and Sherman 20s. Sherman 20s was first, then the Grants and the Jacks. So everybody was just like Sherman at the time from the Grants. So all the kids used to just run around and fight and everything here, while the elders were over there on that side, the older guys on 22nd and K. So that's what it was until a lot of people from the other side of the tracks used to come here, and then it used to get a little rowdy, you know?
Yeah.
So then that's when everything started. People started getting jumped in. People start getting hurt and stuff like that, you know? When you're kids, you don't know what's going on. So you're just going along with the suit. You're living in a neighborhood, and there's a lot of Mexican heritage here. Really, now you see white people, like a new, different type of society here.
Yeah.
Before, puro Mexicano, puro raza, stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's all it was, you know. So now you see every race, which is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, you got Mexican. Oh, what kind of flag is that?
I'm
You
not
got
sure.
a American flag
Palestine?
or something like
Yes.
that. So
Palestine and American.
yeah, so you have a lot of races here now, which is good. No, the neighborhood is changing.
Yeah.
You know, for the good. You
the
know,
good, yeah.
and that's what I like. I want the kids to go play like that. You know, I don't want them to follow my steps. You know, it's not good. So let's go to a little park.
Oh, let's roll.
Yeah, so now there's grass. They got a lot of new stuff here. They got the baby. Hey, they got the baby mamas over there. Look at 'em. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a little bit of background in when my times before the other neighborhoods started coming around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before the grants. So I'm giving you a little bit of history, what I know. You know what I mean?
And this is good because not a lot of people really know about
No.
this history, and it's
A lot
something.
of my homeboys don't know about the history here because they're not my age. And for one, they get jumped into my neighborhood and they think, oh, the grant's been here for a decades or whatever. But they don't know really the real history, how it all started. You know what I mean?
And that's why this documentary special, because we got it
Yeah.
from a man that's lived it, and
Yeah. So-
experienced it, and this is beautiful right here.
Hello, how you guys doing? It's okay, nothing wrong with that. You're taking care of that, make sure that the neighborhood is all right, right?
Of course.
That's right. Okay, so before that, the Sherman Rec Center was here. That didn't exist here when I came around. So there was a little park. That's little ones. Home and Oscar and Martin. They used to live right here in this apartment.
You mean the rapper, Mr. Little One?
Yeah, the rapper,
Oh,
Mr.
shoot.
Little One, he used to live right here.
Oh wow.
Okay.
How long ago you think? Like,
I think he left after. I can't remember if it was the brother
yeah.
or the mom passed away. But it was like in the 90s or
Oh.
early or late 80s. So this was, let me see. This was the little park, and there used to be another apartment here. Another apartment. That was still in the back. That was the fence. I can't remember what was back here. I'm breaking my head. I think there were apartments and stuff like that. So before the grants came around, there was the Jack Boys that used to hang out at the little park. 20s used to come over here. And because we were young, we were in school, so everything that was happening over there used to come here. So I don't even know when they tore down the little park, but then they opened this. After years that I did time, I did like
So this used to be a park right here. This parking.
this little section there to about right here. And then it goes to that fence because that property was still there. That's it. That was the little park.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the little park. And then
So a lot of people, if you're watching this video, leave in the comments.
Yeah.
What do you remember from this park?
Exactly.
Why it got
there was a water
taken
thing
away.
right here. There was a water, like a small water thing right there. And to be honest with you, the neighbors, not little ones, family, but the neighbors, and I don't remember some of them or them, they used to call the cops. Like it was a party here sometimes. A bunch of young people, so
Just hanging out,
hanging out till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
drinking, and all that good stuff.
Everything. To us, it was like cool back then, but
Yeah.
to them, it was like disturbing the peace. So in the placa, I used to drive up and start kicking people out, or whoever had issues, legal issues. You know, they were gone, and that's how it was back then. So yeah, so the rec center didn't exist. I think there were some apartments or a parking, and then the apartments. It's been a long time. So when I came home, that's how it was.
And then just talking about Mr. Little One real quick. I know your homeboy is a payaso clown.
Yeah.
One of the founding fathers too.
So Clown is my age. He was part of the Jack Boys, and that's my homie. I love him a lot. Unfortunately, he got sick and everything, but he always, he used to be here. Clown, and I can name a lot of names, but I'm not. But
Yeah.
little one used to live here. Martin, his brother. Oscar, his brother. His mom. I never met the father. And the mom used to come and get little one by the ear. Get your ass inside.
And then we hung out. Clown, he went with me, Spider, went to Palm Springs, one of our lowrider videos out there, and then he was telling me that he was helping Mr. Little One, or he helped Mr. Little One get his rap career started.
So in reality, Payaso is a really intelligent rapper, and he made him a Sherman rap back then. He was a kid, and Little One, I guess I wasn't there, but got into it, and he put it out there, and then he started doing it, and I guess he blew up. But yeah, Payaso is actually, and because Payaso was more into our neighborhood, he wasn't into wanting the fame or everything. He wanted into our neighborhood, and he was one of the ones that spoke up to go to that park up there. You know, he had a voice. He you know, when I say a voice, like he'll talk to everybody and say, you know what, we should go over there, we should do this, or we should do that. That's when the time with Sherman Unidos was around, and Smiley and Letty and all of them, Rena, Smiley, Letty, the original homegirls back then. So Moscow and Chino, I can keep naming them. So that was back then when there was a voice for the gente. Like, you know, when the Raza and Chicano Park, they fight for their bed over here. Well, back then, my homegirl Smiley, Letty, Rena, and a couple of homegirls, they got together and they started getting involved in the city, because Smiley was part of the city region. There's regions in San Diego, if you know your history. So she was part of a region, but not here. She was part of where the blacks are. I'm not gonna say anything more, but back like Skyline and stuff like that was her part, fighting for them. But she brought that vision over here, and she created Sherman Unidos. And that's when it was happening. We used to go to camp and you know, Magic Mountain and stuff like that. I got arrested in Magic Mountain and she bailed me out. I was a kid. I was like 13 years. I still got the picture. But anyways, so that was going on back then when we were here and at the Jacks. But yeah, Little One, that's his mentor. And he should be praising him, Payaso. That's what put that seed in his mind. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that he's took it, grabbed it, and grasped it, and pushed it. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. You know,
and that's history.
That's he's doing good. I can't say nothing negative, and I wish him the best of luck. And that's what it is. Like my homeboy Prayers, the same thing. You know, that's his voice, that's his persona. I wish him the best of luck. I love him. I support him. The same thing, you know. Him and his wife, Kat Von D, you know, all my love for them.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, Prayers, I listen to his music and it's different, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, he shows love, man.
Okay, so him, that's a persona that he created. It's like me. I can make my persona. I'm a plumber. I own a company. Are you going to criticize me because I'm a plumber?
Heck no.
I make a living. I do good. I support whatever I have to support. Him, that's his music. That's his persona. And you know what, homeboy? If you're looking at me, I love you. I support you. And if nobody likes it, guess what? So be it. You're still from my neighborhood. You're still active. I love you. I'm here for you, homie.
Yeah, so much love to Prayers, man, if you're watching this.
Yes, he's beautiful. He has a beautiful mind, a beautiful heart, you know?
It's dope music too, man. If you haven't checked it out, check him out. Prayers on YouTube. And
He's beautiful.
Dope. He has he wanted a music video too, or not a a music video.
Yeah, he
right
did.
here in neighborhood of Sherman, man.
Yeah, you know, to his wife, Cabon D, and his son, all my love for them. They need me. I'm right here for you guys. You know, I'm here. You know, they're a phone call away, so I'm here for you. So that's what's going on here. Where do you want to go?
We'll go to the Jacks, or where it used to be the Jacks.
Right here in the corner.
Yeah. Those are good moves, man. Popping Pete.
This is Poppin' Pete from the Floor Masters. Grew up right here in Sherman Heights, and yeah, that's what we used to do. You know,
And how long have you been, popping?
I've been popping for about 42 years.
Dang.
Yeah, so yeah, right here, what you see is like Sherman area, and we that's what we used to do back. Instead of getting into trouble or anything like that, we instead we just got into that. We got into popping, break dancing, yeah, stuff like that. So yeah.
Those are some good moves, man. I mean, you haven't, taught anybody these moves? I mean,
I've been trying to teach some of the youngsters, but yeah, they're really not into it. Nowadays they're just into the moves and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. So.
Man, that's some
yeah,
good
so,
stuff, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
You got it, man.
So back in the day when he was around, my little brother, Beto, rest in peace, he was part of the Floor Masters, and he got killed in 1986 or 87, if I recall. He got killed in Market, got stabbed, but that's history. But anyways, he was part of them back then, and he used to take him to do his practice and stuff like that, and he was real good, so just so you guys know, that's Pete.
Popping Pete, man.
Yeah.
Here you go, brother.
Oh, who we got here?
This is my homeboy Clown from the Grants, and he's gonna tell you guys now a little bit of history. Go ahead, homeboy.
So we got the Jack in the Box over there, which is now officially modern times over there. We got the Cotijas, and we got Clown. We got Clyde.
The new Jack in the Box used to be Serrano's transmission back in the day.
Yeah, that was a body shop.
Yeah, and the Jack in the Box used to be the original Jack used to be right here. We used to hang out right here, and we used to hang out at Kiki's house across the street.
Yeah, Louis and Kiki.
From Kiki's house to Jack in the Box to the Little Park.
To a little park.
That was us back in the days. And then we all got together because it was different areas and neighborhoods. So we all got together. We started playing. When we were in elementary school, junior high, we started playing football at the Grand Hill Park.
Yeah.
And we all started getting together, and we started claiming Grand Hill Park. We are the founders of Grand Hill Park, right, Clyde?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So there used to be a lot of colored people. I'm not gonna say the word, but we
Established
yeah,
Grand Hill Park.
We established it. Yeah.
Now the youngsters, they claim 27th Street, but it's Grand Hill Park.
Yeah, it's to Grand Hill Park.
Yeah, to be more prompt, it's Grand Hill Park.
Yeah. So that's what it was from back in our time.
Yeah.
We used to hang out all right here to the park. We used to be all around here, but
Yeah.
we were in school back then, and like I was telling them that we used to go over there. There was instead of the parking and the apartments right next to Little One and Oscar and Martin,
It was a little park.
there was a little park, and I can't remember what was next to the apartment or what.
Apartments.
The apartments, huh? They must have tore it down. So
Yeah,
there was a water
it all
fountain in the
changed.
back,
Yeah.
and we used to go back and forth.
And this used to be Jack in the Box. From Jack in
And
the Box
this was
to
the
Little Park,
Jacks.
to Little Park, Jack in the Box. And then we invaded Grand Hill Park.
Yeah,
So what's the difference for the people that don't know, Sherman 20th Street and then versus Sherman 27th, Grand Hills Park.
So basically, 20s has always been there.
Yeah, 20s.
But this group,
20s is original.
Yeah.
Sherman Street Gang. Right?
yeah, and before that, it was just Sherman, like Monster, Julio, Hector, you know, I can name them. But
There's thousands of us.
yeah, so we were here before we went to the grants. You know,
Yeah.
all of us, before we established.
We all got
that park.
together and we started claiming Grand Hill
Yeah,
Park.
that group of homies, that's when we started, and it just blew up. You
Blew
know?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, a lot of the new homies, they don't really know the history of how it originated. And all of us, we put the effort, like literally spoke up, put the effort. Like Clown, me, a lot of homies, Bernie, Sherman and George, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I mean, I can keep going. And we really made it happen. Like, it was a good thing. It was live, party, a lot of stuff happened there. You know, good and bad. It comes with good and bad.
The Grand Hill Park was
It was
real
live.
good back in the days, man.
Can you tell us, like-
You can't hang out right there because cops, they raid right away. But back in the days, we used to party on. We used to close the park, man.
Yeah, we used to
Hasta la
close
mañana,
it.
5, 6 de la
See,
mañana.
and then there was a substation at the hospital.
Yeah.
The Flaca used to hang out right there.
There used to be a hospital right across the street, man. Remember?
And the substation. Remember, they used to park right. They had
Yeah,
like a little
right
office.
behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a question for either Clown or Clyde. So what year can you remember Grand Hills Park being
We're
established?
famous. We're Gomez. I just want to put that out there.
I'm gonna say that 82, 83,
What?
82, 81, early
Brad?
80s. It was the early 80s, like 81, 2 or 3, because I went to the joint
Yeah.
in 84, and I was already from the Grand, so it had to be like early 80s.
Yeah, we started playing football right there. We're in elementary school,
Yeah,
and then went to junior high. We kept going back, and that's when we started claiming Grand Hill Park.
yeah,
All our generation, Fernie, David,
yeah. Cyclone.
Cyclone, Carlos, Lobo,
Yeah.
me, him. There was a lot of us. There was
Yeah.
thousands of
Box,
us.
Emmanuel
Yeah.
Box,
I was a kind of
Druja, rest in
Yeah.
peace. Like there's a lot of us. It was like
And Pete's brother used to be with us too.
Yeah.
He was an older cat, Cosmo. He passed away.
yeah,
already.
Cosmos, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of us. So we made it happen, you know.
That's what's up. So
Thank
why
God we're still here, man.
up there? I mean, is there any like
It's a
specific
beautiful
reason?
park, a beautiful view.
But you know what? The cops, they ruined it. Well, I'm gonna say the cops, but it's the homies' fault because they were in there tecateándose and and they would leave the needles in the fucking bathroom,
And they took the bathroom.
and so they tore the bathrooms down.
And took the benches away.
And they took a bench, the main bench up top, on the very top of the hill.
Yeah.
And remember we used to play football right there?
Yeah.
We get out of high school. It was. I mean, I get out of elementary. It was raining hard, so it was a slope. So we play football and we slide down the hill, man. It was crazy, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But it was like on a party day, on a weekend.
Yeah.
It used to be cruising on 25th to Chicano Park, to
Golden Hills.
Seaford,
Yeah.
to Golden Hills, because they closed Highland.
Yeah.
So everybody used to come over here, and then guess what? The young women used to go over there. So it was live. It was live. So I gave it to all my homeboys that are resting in peace, my homeboys that are in jail, my homeboys that are doing alive, or wherever you're at. Hey, we make that park happen.
That's what's up, Clown.
Yeah.
So since we have you here, we were talking about you earlier about you helping the rapper Mr. Little One.
Tell them.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we
Back in
did.
the days.
He heard my rap, some rap I taped, and he loved it. He's like, teach me how to rap, teach me how to rap. So I wrote a rap down for him, but he took off himself, man.
Yeah, he did.
Everything he does nowadays, yeah, that's him. But he started off with me. I give the guy credit because he's doing good for himself. But yeah, that's how Little One started off.
So yeah, for the people that don't know, this guy right here, Payaso Clown, is the one that pretty much got Mr. Little One going, man, the rapper. So, and it was history after that, man.
Yeah. We go way back, like that's 19. I don't remember. I graduated from high school in '86, so I graduated from junior high in '84, no '83, '82. So I graduated from Sherman Elementary in '79. Okay, Pete. Yeah, man. History being made.
That's what's up,
He
man.
was the one that did the Sherman Heights hood raps.
Oh, you're the one that did the Sherman Hood raps?
Hood rats.
Hood raps.
Not hood raps, but hood raps.
Neighborhood.
I used to make one rap about.
You made two of them.
Yeah.
You made one little one, and one yourself with Genius Below.
You know what happened that day, man? We're sitting at the DJ's.
Express.
We used to work Music Express. We used to work for.
Yeah,
him.
Moise Express.
And we're there. Where a couple of guys were there, and your brother was there.
Yeah.
And somebody told Tony, hey, this guy knows how to rap. Tony said, you know how to rap? I'm like, I know how to rap a little bit. I had a couple of stuff written down, neighborhood shit. And so he gave me a mic. He goes, rap. I'm gonna put some music on for you. So I told, he asked me, what song do you want? Genius of Love. He put it on, and that's our song. I didn't even sit down. I just did a freestyle, man. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
It became a real famous song. The Sherman rap. It's
Yeah,
called
the Sherman rap.
That's
Yeah.
what's up, man.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know that my homeboy is really, really talented. You know, really talented. But
I can still do it,
of course you can.
but I choose not to. But I can still do it.
You had your own ways in your own life. You know, at the time.
I'm collecting my disability check. I don't have to do that shit no more.
Well, when you're ready, man, we'll be here for you, man.
Yeah, that's right.
My door's always open.
You know,
Heck yeah.
take you up on that, man.
Yeah, no, for real. You know, I'm here helping all everybody from San Diego County as much as I can. You know, I
I
show
know
love
you're
and
making
support.
music. I heard your last music.
I liked it.
I liked
Right?
it.
He showed it. He gave it to me.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
I might just
Appreciate that.
sit down and write some stuff
Yeah.
about
Thanks.
history.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever, man. Whatever it is, man. You know, I'm here, man. You know,
Yeah.
hit me up anytime.
All right.
We're out.
Thank you so much, man.
Suerte. I hope you guys enjoy what's going on, a little bit of the history over here in Sherman and Grand Hills.
Take a picture of this guy right here, man.
Yeah, that's Spider, my homeboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tell you guys thank you so much for making this happen. It's a very beautiful video, very special, you know, about the history here in Sherman. And you can only get it here at RC Entertainment, man.
That's right.
Hey, Rafa, this guy, at his house, the 20 boys used to hang out right there.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They used to hang out in front of his house.
Yeah.
The original 20 boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
Polluted.
Yeah. His house was
I was
polluted.
just a little kid. My family, my dad, my uncle,
Yeah.
from Sherman.
Little Joe, Cava, who else,
Yeah.
man? Zeus, Soldado, Mono.
Soldado, Guata.
Yeah, Wata. They were all there, man.
They all used to be there. So I remember back in the 80s how it was. OG, triple OG Clyde, OG Clown.
Very special video, man. Thank you so much.
The G Shield.